Are you ready to unlock your full potential, shatter limitations, and ignite success in your life, career, business, and relationships? Introducing Mindset Mastery Moments, the transformative podcast hosted by the #1 mindset disruptor, Dr. Alisa Whyte. It's not just a podcast, it's a movement dedicated to rewiring your mindset for limitless possibilities. Subscribe now and disrupt the status quo with Mindset Mastery Moments. Your daily dose of inspiration and empowerment is just a click away. Embrace the extraordinary and welcome to the Mindset Revolution.
Hey Disruptors, you made it over here to part 2 of our 2 parts episode with my business bestie, Jaunia Walker. Listen, I'm not going to hold you up. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and let's dive right in. See you there. Welcome back, Disruptors, to another episode of Mindset Mastery Moments with yours truly, Dr. Alisa. Listen, today we have another exceptional episode with a special guest who is dedicated to personal growth, business development, and she will deeply inspire you. Listen, let me tell you something. She is a bestie of mine. Yes, we are sisters, we are great friends, and we're business besties as well. So listen, you know when this happens, you're on for a ride. But here's the thing. It's not just that she is a phenomenal friend and business partner of mine. She's also such an impactful human around the globe.
No, you have to really see that as yourself, and you have to have the confidence to know, first off, not everybody is a great customer. Let's just point it out.
Our ideal, yeah.
You don't want to sell to everybody. And so you have to be mindful. And that's why when you go into having what I tend to say, you're just having conversations with people to see if it's something that would make sense, you know? And if you position it as just a conversation and you're really able to get that other person to open up and to talk about what they're looking for, and if that person really trusts that you're going to do the right thing, they really will open up and tell you.
That's right.
Do you know how many sales calls I've been on where the role flips, where they actually try to sell me on why they need my product? It's because
I bet.
Yeah, it's because we're opening up some things, and I'm allowing them to build trust together, so that way we can have a really good conversation, and it's not just about the almighty dollar. Now, I say that to say I still have goals at the end of the day.
Right.
I still have targets that I have to meet, and when I was out there selling, I had quotas. Right. And there would be times where I would be putting so much pressure on myself to go out there and close business. When I went out there and I was overly selling, overselling,
yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, there is a thing. I didn't get any business. But when I sat back and I said, you know what, Jay, I'm going to go to my customers today. I just want to see if I can help them with 1 or 2 things. And if that results in business, that's good. But if not, I want to be a good person. I genuinely want to help people. Do you know how much more business I got when I took
repeat business too?
And repeat business because one, they like me because I'm helpful and I'm being a resource.
They trust you.
And they trust me. And it's very hard to dislike somebody that's helping you.
Come on.
Right? It is
and helping you solve your problems.
Yeah. So there's this thing out there that we talk about, the know, like, and trust factor.
Yeah.
And as a salesperson, we have to be able to learn how to build relationships and build rapport and have conversations that at the end of the conversation that your relationship is so intact that whether they did business with you or not, that it's going to result in something long term, where in 2 weeks, if a similar situation comes up, maybe they're talking to somebody else, guess who's
Your name is the first name they think of. You are the picture and the image of that solution. Yes. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's how we have to think of ourselves as sales professionals. So
as sowing seeds. You're sowing seeds all the time.
Seeds, yeah, exactly. And so that's the mindset of a seller, of a successful seller. We don't think about beating people over the head. We don't think about just taking money for people. We are really in it because we want to help, just like a social worker, right? Mm-hmm. We are in it because we really want to help people. It just so happens that my way of helping people is
I offer a product or service
on this, this skill set that I managed to, learn, through over the years. And I'm teaching people ways that they can do the same thing without having some of the pitfalls that I've had.
Right.
That's all I'm doing.
So I believe I've come to a point in my career that everyone should have a seller's mindset. Mm-hmm. Every one of us, because like you said, we all are selling anyway. Mm-hmm. So what that says to me that all we're doing is not intentionally selling.
Yep.
So when I do have a product or a service, which is a solution to somebody's problem, I now have to intentionally sell. What we do is overthink the process, because that's what I learned when I got my direct dabble into sales, when I became a Mary Kay consultant. I always said I hate selling. I didn't like selling. So that's why I wouldn't even do anything like that. But I believed in the product. I liked the product. I've been using the product since teenager years. So when I got the opportunity, they presented to me as, now I figure out you can make so much money because everything you sell is 50%. I'm like, well, lo and behold, I shall become a sales professional. Well, you can make that kind of money because their products were like $100. And then you're saying 50 goes to them and 50 goes to me. So I just need to sell 10 of these and I made $500. Come through money. I like coins. I was in college. I was running, an education program. So more money. I just bought my new house and I had so many other things I wanted to buy. So I was like, count me in. I'll try it. I'll become anything here. I mean, as long as it's legal, trust, true and right and just, I'm in. So I joined in and I realized that I got my little Mary Kay bag. And they send you all these sample products. And I think I paid like $150 down. It was in the early 2000s in Florida. And I just picked up the bag and I was, of course, like I said, I love the product. I trust the product. So it was easy for me to tell my colleagues, hey, I'm doing Mary Kay now. Do y'all want to try this stuff? Like on break, let's just do all cleanse our face. Like y'all always ask me why my skin looks so good. I got the stuff, girl. People couldn't even wait. We were literally sneaking around. Everybody was coming to get their little dab and washing their face, and then come back and got the toner. Then came back and got the moisturizer. Yep. And one of the teachers told a parent, and she's like, "I heard what you guys were playing dress up over there. I want to play dress up after work." And she bought $1,120. I'll never forget a product. And I got the bag the night before in the mail and I went to work. My coworkers didn't buy anything yet, but they bought later. But somebody told, Alisa brought this thing and da, 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 da. Do you realize that just my excitement over the product and my natural, because most people be like, I'm not letting y'all try my stuff. You want to buy anything? I was just naturally excited, naturally coercing with the girls at work, and naturally just letting them do free product. I even give them samples to go home and do it another night. And there you go. I walked away the first day of me leaving my house. And I did it naturally and effortlessly. And just like you with the clarinet, that's all I needed. Now I'm unstoppable. Yeah. now I'm feeling the mojo like, girl, I did that. And my ex-husband at the time was like, you did what? I was like, yeah. And I get $600+ from Mary Kay and Mary Kay get the rest and da 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 da. And he's like, okay, now I believe you can do something with this. Cause like I'm coming home today. Yeah. Okay. With $600 we didn't have. And so now I was just booking people up and down between down Miami to Okeechobee County. I was doing facials and he was driving me around.
Wow.
And I was making money. And within like 6 months, I was up for my car. The only thing that blew me away is the multi-marketing thing where you can go in where it's like, okay, if my team, I even built a team of 5. If any team member dropped out, I'm responsible for paying. I was like, this is a bad deal. And that's why I have a bad taste with multi-level marketing. But let's big it. We know Coach Stormy. Coach Stormy is Coach Stormy because of multi-level marketing. So there is a space for it. I'm not going to tell you not to do it, but if you intentionally sell, you will sell. And people will thank you because if you understand, like Janae said, you're solving a problem, you're a solution to a problem, but you just pay intentional. Now, I'll tell you, I would sell more if I had Janae back in the days because you need strategy, guys. You just being nice and wonderful and incidentally, I would say selling, but the naturalness is what I'm talking about. But if you get Janae as a coach, as someone in your ear, now you have intentional strategy, which will elevate the outcomes that you're looking for. So, we're going to tell you to connect with her. Here's the question I have for you. Why is it important as an entrepreneur to literally give time and consistent effort into developing a selling mindset?
Well, from what I understand of entrepreneurship, it's all based on having some type of good or service in the marketplace that has to be introduced, that has to be communicated. Mm-hmm. And like you said, there's a strategy to that. And so hear me when I say this, and this will just shut everybody in. There is absolutely nothing in this world that is not bought and sold. Everything from the computers, from this.
I'm looking around and it's like,
yes, from your shirt to your glasses to the lipstick, everything.
And for some women, your eyelashes.
Hey, I wasn't going to say anything.
Your Botox. Yeah. I don't know how to put them on, so I don't have any. I probably would look cuter with them, but I don't know how to do it. And I try sticking my eyes with glue. I got glue in my eyeballs. So I'm done. But everything, you said that and I'm like, which one of these things I didn't buy or I wouldn't have nothing. Right. Or if someone didn't buy it for me, I would have nothing.
Right.
Not even the clear nail polish on my fingers.
Right. So think about this. So everything that you see, you can touch, right? Everything that you can see. So you're thinking of material things, you're thinking of product, we're thinking about services, right? Like you and I offer services, we can sell those things. But did you know that there's things out there that we can't even see that is bought and sold every single day?
Yeah.
They're called ideas.
Yes. That's the thing I love getting paid more for.
Ideas are things that we cannot see that are bought and sold all the time. If you think about it, the shirt that you have on right now, yes, you bought it, but eventually somewhere before that shirt became a thing, somebody had the idea of creating your shirt with the color, with the exact layout of how it was going to fall off your shoulder. That was an idea that was sold to somebody before the shirt was even made.
Yes.
Okay. So nothing happens in this world without something being bought and sold.
Wow. That's a mic drop. That's a mindset disruption.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, we're going to be right back with Flip the Script with Jaunia Walker. She is killing it. Listen, guys, don't you want more of this good stuff? She's going to tell us how to be a part of the Sales Success Society when we get, oh my goodness, mind-blowing, mindset disrupting stuff. I get to call myself the number one mindset disruptor, but I have a lot of friends who are mindset disruptors themselves in their professional field, and that's the joy of my life. Listen, Jaunia, it's been so phenomenal. Before we go into the fun questions, we got one more question. What are some of those practical strategies that you can share for nurturing a successful sales mindset in our everyday life? Like, because I do talk to my students about being the brand, which is technically selling, but I can't teach it like you. What would you say we can apply? Are some practical strategies that you would be comfortable sharing with us? Because these are secret strategies. This is our serum that we can really nurture our mindset of being, a seller in our
Yeah.
everyday life.
Yeah. So if I had to say something practical that will really help people, and this is the one thing that really helped me, is I would say really work to learn a selling framework. A selling
Mm.
framework is going to give you the step-by-step way of how to carry on a conversation that makes it comfortable, not just for your customer, but also for you. And once you learn that framework, now you're able to weave in and out of different conversations that can lead to conversion, because that's what we want to talk about, conversations that convert, right? So learn a
Mhm.
framework. I have my own framework. It's called Prepared for Success Sales Framework. It's 8 steps that I teach everybody to go through before you pick up the phone to even after the sale. They will know every single step, and they'll be
Right.
able to weave in and out of those different steps and know exactly how to lead those calls. So that way it can get to a yes, hopefully, or sometimes a no, right? But it gives people a framework, it gives people a system to follow, so that way they don't have to worry about, okay, well, what's the next thing I should do here, or being nervous about, how do I navigate this conversation. A lot of times, and I've been doing this for 20 something years, I still get nervous when I go into a selling conversation. But guess what? I know my framework. I know what I'm supposed to dive into. And so I lean on that framework to help me navigate those conversations. So that is like the biggest thing that anybody can do is
Mm-hmm.
learn some type of, I'm a big believer in framework, learn a selling framework. And like I said, I have mine, Prepare for Success, which is a selling framework. And if anyone's interested in learning, I'd be happy, more than happy to teach you that selling
Right.
framework, because it's going to give you confidence and it's going to give you competence, right? And so that's what
Ooh.
we're looking for. We're looking for confidence and we're looking for competence.
Wow, I love it, love it, love it. So you guys have to see, we can't teach you that on the podcast. That's her training in her master class. So tap in. She's got a lot of depth. And so some of these things, even though she's my bestie, I still need to go into and learn for myself because she's still helping me with my own strategies. So, Janae, we get to play flip the script with you. So, here's a question. Can you tell us about a significant moment in your life where you had to make a mindset shift? Even though you kind of shared one with us already.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I could think of another. I can tell you, quick mindset shift is when my boss told me that I didn't have any passion or enthusiasm, and I had to kick him out of my car. Because I was not going to let him come on another call giving me that type of feedback.
Oh,
But you
come
know what?
on.
He was absolutely right. he was,
Oh, oh.
he
Oh.
was, he was absolutely right. So we went on a call. They make us do these field rides. And I was so accustomed to selling something every day. I just got boring, blah, and just bland. And when we came out of that call and I didn't sell anything on that particular call, he let me know that I had absolutely no enthusiasm for what I was selling. And I was obviously overly confident, and so I said, you know what, I think it's time for you to get back in your car and go back to the office. I have other appointments that I need to go on. And so when I dropped him off and I went to the next appointment,
Uh-huh.
I said, I'm going to fix him. I'm going to fix him, because how dare he say that I'm not passionate and enthusiasm about my job. So I
Right.
went into that appointment by myself, and you can do this and you can do that. And oh my God, I was just so like
Fired
anointed.
up.
passionate and enthusiastic. And guess what? They bought 3 of the biggest products. Remember, I was telling you how they invited me into the office because I had sold 3 of the biggest things?
Yeah, so you can teach it.
It was that call that got me. And so when I got out of that call, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. I called my manager. I'm like, you'll never guess what just happened. I said, I just sold this. And I can hear him screaming and yelling to the other managers in the office, Jay just sold this, Jay just sold that. And it was that moment where they were like, Jay, can you teach everybody else how to do
how you did that?
But it was really the simple fact that
he gave you that honest feedback.
I had to take his advice, his feedback, and I had to get over myself and be coachable, and do what I needed to do. I don't recommend anybody kicking their manager out of the car. Luckily, we're still
you had that relationship already.
Yeah, but that was a mindset shift.
Yeah.
That one, I have to be passionate and enthusiasm when I'm delivering, a conversation where I'm looking to convert. And second of all, it teaches me be humble and be coachable.
Yes. Come on. So important. So how did this mindset shift that you had in that moment change the trajectory of your journey as a professional, as a person? I mean, you just told us you have a principle that goes with it.
Yeah, I mean,
how did it change it? If you didn't shift that, where would you think you would be right now?
I would still be, I don't know where I would be.
You probably won't be selling anymore, huh?
Yeah, I would be fumbling and bumbling around somewhere, maybe trying out different industries. I don't know, but how they tell us how there's always a message in the mess, or there's always a testimony in the test. Mm-hmm. That was what it was for me. And because I was open enough, and I have to give God all the credit for giving me the wisdom to be open enough to at least try different things and to struggle through it.
Yes.
It was that moment that they gave me the opportunity to train.
Yes.
Had that moment not happened, I might not have ever have uncovered that this was my purpose.
Yes.
So
yes, I agree. I absolutely agree. So Jay, tell us, what is your definition of a growth mindset? Because you teach a lot of mindset as well. What is your definition of a growth mindset?
Definition of a growth mindset is knowing that you have the ability to learn any and everything.
Right.
You have the power to do that. That should give you confidence.
Exactly.
They don't teach that a lot. I mean, we might hear our parents tell us like, oh, you could be anything that you want to, you can grow up to be president of the, United States and all this stuff. I mean, we hear those blanket statements, but do we really understand like what
exactly
how to apply that? And so for me, it's knowing how to find resources. Like, you never have to be the smartest person in the room. Guarantee you never are anyway. Right?
Yes.
So we're never going to be
exactly.
We have to learn how to surround ourselves with smart people, and we have to know where to find information. If you have those two
things, on now,
then having a growth mindset should come easy, because you know that if you don't know it, you can find somebody that knows how to do it, or you can go and read on how to do it yourself. That's
exactly. Yes, and that has worked. And and here's the thing, Dr. Kareem and I were talking last night, and we were talking about that exact thing about being coachable and trainable. But here's the thing I want to remind our viewers, and Dr. Kareem, we will have an episode on this. Don't just sit back. Don't think you're going to become the expert and you're going to grow by just listening to Janae's episode and re-listening to it. You will get some growth. That's the point of the podcast. But if you want to really become a professional, get ready to invest your money to work with Jay. Don't sit here and just try to, let me go see her YouTube channel. I understand that you might be in a financial situation where you can't pay for services. But here's the thing, guys. When you get your mind set on that Louis Vuitton bag, nothing else will do. Let's just say it's not something as expensive. When you get your mindset that you want a hoop earring, okay, you're not going to get a triangle one. You want hoops. You want gold hoops that don't turn your ear out, that has a good solid back that works. So you're like, you know what? I might buy these fake hoops and wear them from time to time, but it only holds the spot. It doesn't fill the position. So you picking and plucking off of mentors and thinking, oh, well, let me book a discovery call with her. I'm going to book another discovery call with her. And I'll book another discovery call. Let me send her a text message. Let me shoot her an email. That's called picking and plucking. There's a difference between a farmer and a fruit picker, right? The fruit picker gets to go around and say, well, can I have this mango? Can I have this? But the one who plants the tree is able to have access to all the fruit in season. And that's unlimited, right? Until that season ends and that tree has to go through giving fruit. When you are looking at someone who has what you need, please understand, you have to pay the price. Number one, you got skin in the game. And depending on how hard it is for you to come up with that money, you got belly, mind, soul, and some hard-earned cash in the game. And trust me, you're more committed, you work harder. Don't just look for the freebies. You might have to go through a phase where all you can get is a freebie. That's okay. That's why we are so passionate about what we do. We give a lot in our content, in our social media, in our free group. She said she would even let you in our group for free if you mention the podcast, which does have a price. And that alone is a good way to start. But think about investing, because even though she's my friend, I don't go to her and just ask for free stuff. The stuff that she really teaches, she gives it to me because that's how we are. But I respect her enough and I want to have skin in the game that there's some things I wouldn't take from her until I pay for it, like everyone else, because I must value it. It's something, well, humans and how we do it. So please understand it. Last question and flip the script. What is the definition of success for you, Jay?
The definition of success is really, I think it goes back to just having a growth mindset. Like that was the biggest success of my life, is learning how to have a growth mindset, because that makes me feel invincible. It lets me know that I have the power to do and to learn whatever it is I need to do and learn to become who I want to become.
Right.
That is success, is knowing that you have the power to
the power. Yes.
To do that. And there's a lot of other things that go into, different pillars of success, like relationships, communication, right? All of that plays a big part. But if you don't have the mindset, then everything else is going to be null and void. You're going to destroy relationships. Yeah. You're not going to communicate effectively. You're not going to be a great leader. Everything comes back to mindset, and success is knowing that. And that's what a lot of successful people will tell you. It wasn't until I learned this. It wasn't until I learned this about myself, right, that I was able to flip this or become this. Everything always comes to some type of switch in here, right? Power to believe in yourself, right? It comes from your thoughts.
Yes.
Your thoughts become what you speak. Right? What you speak becomes what you believe.
Yes.
Right? Yes. And so all of that has to align. So when you are able to align yourself with where you are right now and understanding that there's a bridge to get to where you want to be, and you have to switch this up here in order to do it, that's where the success, I think, comes in for a lot of people. That's when you're able to see people soar.
Right. Oh my gosh, that's so powerful. And I had this, my meditation this morning, and I was thinking about all the times I have said, or people who I'm connected to have said, I'm sorry, I'm just not this type of person. And that in itself is a limitation to you becoming or achieving success in areas, any virtual area, any type of area of your life. For example, in relationships, like, I'm not the touchy, huggy, lovey type of person, but yet you're the same person who struggled with so many relationships. You technically went through 5 breakups the last 7 years.
Mm.
Is it maybe because you haven't allowed, you want a successful relationship and you work hard in all these areas, but maybe is it this person you think you are? If you just tried touching and holding a little bit more, you might find you're able to actually sustain a relationship. Maybe that's what was missing, and the other person can't articulate it because you do everything so well. They're afraid to tell you that you don't do this part, and I need it for my survival. So they pull away and then you end up breaking up. Could it be, or is it you're not I'm not the entrepreneurial salesy type of person. Well, in today's world, and Jay and I were talking about this, you might not be the salesy type of person. They can literally plant someone in the business. But if you see the limitation, that's why you don't even get started, because you don't have that growth mindset Jay talked about. You're stuck. You're going nowhere really fast. And so I really like that you likened success to a growth mindset. And it's why Mindset Mastery says your mindset is the key to your success. And I tell everyone that of all the different types of mindset that you've heard of that I can create, Jay talks about a selling mindset and so many other, the one most important one you're going to have is that of growth. Because once you embrace a growth mindset, you'll figure out, you'll be willing to learn a selling mindset. You'll be willing to learn an entrepreneurial mindset. You'll be willing to learn a coachable mindset, all the different mindsets that I can go on and on. I started coming up with it. I'm at 50 something and I still have more, right? Because I thought about, well, how many different kinds of mindset would it take for a person to be themselves and also see success? So I've been playing around with it, and might be something coming in the future from it. But Jay, thank you so much for playing Flip the Script with us. Now we get to step away from the microphone and the camera and give you a 90-second opportunity to look directly in the camera and give our viewers and listeners mindset bites to go, where you just give them the ish of the things mixed up on how to truly empower themselves in the sales success and develop a selling mindset as they may be an entrepreneur or a salesperson or just in their everyday life. Jay, the microphone is yours.
Yeah, thank you so much. So what I want to leave you guys with is that you can do this. This is not something that's brand new. It's not something that people just started doing. And it's not something that we are born knowing how to do. Yes, there are natural conversationalists out there. Yes, there are natural people that have charisma and all that fun stuff. But I guarantee you that if you sit down and inventory your skill set, I can guarantee that we can come up with several ways to align how you communicate, how you conversate, and how you sell, and make it easy and make it comfortable for you and the prospect that you might be sitting across from. Second, I would say have the know-how to actually learn. How do you learn? Do you learn through talking to people? Do you learn through reading books? Because if you come to the table with the ability to learn, you will unlock a lot of different power that you probably didn't know that you even had. There's so much information out there. There are so many different frameworks that you can learn easily and apply that to your everyday conversations where you're having to sell something, and you can make an immediate impact in your results, in your income, in your career, and in your business. So the last thing that I want to say is connect yourself with somebody that has been there and done that. So that way you can lean and borrow a little bit of their confidence as you are going through. This is not easy by any stretch of the means, right? But what I will tell you, it gets a lot easier if you align yourself with people that have been there and that have struggled and that have had pitfalls, and they are able to say, you know what, I'm going to just move you around this hole because I don't want you to fall into this trap, right? That is how success becomes easier, and that's how people are doing success faster, is because they are surrounding themselves with somebody that's helping them navigate all of the different struggles that are out there. And if you are looking for someone that can help you do that, I am definitely available to do that. But I will also say that there's lots of other people that are out there, and you probably already know somebody that can do that for you. But if you don't, I am always available to have these conversations, and I would get absolute nothing but joy to be able to be the person to help you navigate not only your selling skills, not only this skill set of communication, but the mindset of growth, the mindset of success of a seller, whether that's in entrepreneurial space or as a career seller. And so that's what I have to say.
Woo! That is so powerful, guys. Listen, I tell you, my bestie is a boss, okay? And she brings it. It's not a lot of people that just does such heart-centered work and are also able to balance being a professional business and successful person. And she's that. And I love her journey. I love her. And she rocks, and can't wait for you guys to hear what we have planned for Mindset Mastery Moments. Yes, there'll be more of Jay. But Jay, let's go ahead and let you tell the audience. Of course, you all know wherever you're watching or listening to the podcast, her deets are in the About section here on the podcast and also on the YouTube channel if you're watching. Go ahead and tell us how to connect with you, and then remind the viewers and listeners of the special gift you brought for them today as far as being able to be a part of the Success Sales Society.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you can find me on my website at www.jauniawalker.com, and that is JAUNAI Walker.com. Or you can find me on your favorite social media of choice at Jaunia Walker, all the same. And if you are interested in wanting to connect with some other like-minded people, want to hear what we're talking about, what we're doing, how we're leveling up our selling skills, our business, our mindsets, and all that good stuff, then why don't you join me for a session or two over at Sales Success Society? And all you want to do is just reach out to me on your favorite social media of choice and let me know that you have heard me, saw me, and heard me or saw me on Dr. Alisa's who is the Mindset Disruptor, right? Saw me on her podcast, and you want to be able to come on and join one of those meetings, and I will gladly open up the doors for you so you can actually get a taste of a couple of meetings and meet some people. You might even meet a mentor, or you might even meet a customer. You just never know, right?
You never know.
So just link up with me on any form of social media, and I will take care of that. I will send you the link, and we meet every other Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So yes, all the goodies is in the description. To repeat what she said, we are definitely so honored and so glad that you came and hang out with us, Jay. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. Your journey, your insights are incredibly inspiring, and the tips and tricks to get us on that right path to a selling mindset in our lives, our career, and our businesses has been phenomenally beneficial. For our listeners, remember, connect with Jay. You can find more information again on our website. And thank you all for coming and joining us and listening. Share this episode. Follow Jay on her social media handles as you see it in the description, and stay tuned for what's next from her and I. And tap in with us on our various platforms as well. Share this. Make sure that you are in the right mindset to do what you said you want to do. Jay, I love you, and you are the best, a super rock star. Thank you for coaching us and mentoring us today. And guys, we are going to see you next time. Remember, live your truth and embrace your journey, and everything begins with your thought. How's your mindset? Bye now.
Bye.